can anyone say what's the magic in this word? If you have enough vocabulary, you can think about using it when and where, and you can think about the particular grammar also. If you want to speak a language, you need the vocabulary of that particular language. That's what I believe. And if you have the vocabulary, you will feel confident to use that language. I think, to my knowledge, I think they should have a vocabulary of at least 500 words. See, using just one row of your keyboard, what's the longest word you can write or type? I used to tell the teachers, or whenever I get a chance to talk with the teachers, I used to tell them that they are much better than me. I am not the only person I am the last, I think I am the last person to receive the national award. I am the least last person. If hierarchy is fixed, I'll be in the last position to receive a national award, because I know that there are much better teachers who are there in the teaching community, among the teaching community, especially in Kerala, that ranges up to 1,87,000 teachers. But unfortunately or fortunately, I am the only person who received this national award this year from the school teacher community. There was someone from that KV teacher group, and somebody from ITIs also. But from school education category, I was the only person, and that too after 3 years. Kerala didn't get a national award from 2020 to 22, 2021, 22. There were no teachers with national awards from Kerala. And I don't know why I got it. Okay, even I'm happy with that. I think you'll also be happy with me. As Nicey teacher told, I have been doing some work for the children. From the Corona period, that Corona has was a particular period when the children were closed up and they were seated in, or they were in their houses. At that time, I was thinking about how to help the children. That made me think about starting something with vocabulary. So when I was asked by the editor of this Rajagiri Media, Sri Kumar sir, to have a talk on a topic, I told him that the main topic that I used to talk about is about vocabulary itself. So I'm happy to start with that. Before I start, I'll just ask you to request you to take a pen and pencil with the paper and pen with you. Take a paper and a pen with you. Keep it with you, because I am not going to talk anything much about all those things. We'll have an interactive discussion also. So in between, you can also talk. You can come up or unmute your mic and you can talk also. So at the very first, we'll listen to a song. That song you can listen. Maybe you might have heard the song earlier, but you can listen to the song and you can note down the words that you understand from that song. Note down the words that you understand from the song. Okay, don't worry, because the song is not familiar, may not be familiar to you. Okay, anybody got some words from this? If you have got some words, you can just unmute your mic and tell me. Nobody got any words? Yeah, you can even put in the chat box.
Yes, sir. Reena John has said that she's got few words.
Okay, you can speak it out. Don't worry. Okay.
Hello,
Yeah,
hello.
yeah, yeah. Please.
Papi అమ్మావో ఎన్న చాకోచా ఓ ఎన్న చాకోచా papi అమ్మావో ఎన్న చాకోచా ఓ ఎన్న చాకోచా లోడి మారిపోయి പ്രാകൃതമായി ചിന്താഭാരം മൂങ്ങ കൂട്ടി ചാടി that's all sir.
Oh, very good. Thank you. Thank you. And that makes me think that you know the song earlier also.
Yeah, I heard it sir before. I heard it.
Yeah. Oh, no problem. No problem. No issues.
Thank
And
you.
we'll see that song. We can have the visual of that song also. This time directly sing. You can also sing along with the song if you want. Unmute and sing also, or even in mute also you can sing.
So there are many more responses.
Yeah, okay. I
Yeah.
cannot
Oh,
see.
oh, oh, only is this I could get, not words. Singing in a happiness moment.
Okay.
It's a different language.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Is there any other? Okay. We'll see that visual also. Okay, this is the song. Actually, this is a Russian song, as Reena ma'am told. This is not a Malayalam song, but whatever we hear, we will actually think about the words. We'll relate with the words that we know. That's the thing. We'll be relating with the words that we know. That's the structure, or that's the style that our brain has. Those who are not from Kerala, I think there are people from other states also in this group, and they might be thinking about words in their language or which are familiar to them. So we'll be thinking about whenever we hear a language, or whenever we hear some words, we'll be thinking, or we'll be putting it in connection with the words that we know. That's how vocabulary is built up in every language. That's what I wanted to establish, because we don't actually we have made. Can anyone tell me how the words have been made, or how the words have been produced, or how we started using words? With sounds, okay. Yeah, from sounds. See, we made words when we coined up words. We coined up by understanding them sounds and letters. Okay. My question is, why did, or when did we start calling our mother? How did that word origin? Or what's the etymology of that word? So, because we made so many coinages to make a particular word, and that's by showing pictures. Okay. So that these are some of the ways in which the words have derived in any language, not only in English but also in all the languages that we know. Actually, right? Feeling also is there, because expressions and feelings also can be uh, uh, sought out or brought out in the form of words also. So that's very true. It's true. So that's why we have much importance for vocabulary. We'll talk about, see, as the topic is about the significance of vocabulary, especially English vocabulary. Uh, I think I have to stick on to the particular topic, to talk about the significance of vocabulary in language learning or language teaching, because we are teachers, we have to think about. And by citing an example, I will start with. Last day, I happened to talk with, or I happened to meet the Director General of General Education from Kerala, and I happened to go to him and talk with him. He very sorrowfully, or very sadly, he told me that he is very apprehensive about teachers using English in the classroom. I don't know what happens in other states, but in Kerala, most of the teachers find reluctant to use English in their classrooms, especially in some, I don't know, I think about unaided schools, it may happen, but in other schools, most of the schools, I'm not talking about all the teachers or the teaching community, but some of the teachers are reluctant to use language. I surely believe that the talk came because I'll tell you when we started this conversation. I surely believe that that's due to the lack of vocabulary. If you have enough vocabulary, you can talk. Okay, grammatic mistake. Grammatic. See, if a teacher is in a lower primary class, the students may not be understanding what grammar mistake the teacher has made. The teacher can very fluently or very coolly speak, even though there is some grammar mistake. And if only you speak and speak and speak, see, then only you can rectify. If you don't speak any time, you cannot rectify. You cannot come up with your words. So vocabulary as well as grammar is also there. If you have enough vocabulary, you can think about using it when and where, and you can think about the particular grammar also. And even if you go single grammar mistakes you make in the classrooms, it will not be a big burden. Especially, I told you with primary classes. In secondary classes, there may be bright students and they will be coming up. Okay, let the child also correct that errors, no problem, correct the mistakes. So things like that should happen in the classrooms. If you want to speak a language, you need the vocabulary of that particular language. That's what I believe. And if you have the vocabulary, you will feel confident to use that language. At least, the person, at least a grown-up person, should have a vocabulary of, I think, to my knowledge, I think they should have a vocabulary of at least 500 words, minimum 500 words. If you have such a vocabulary with you, you can very well speak in that particular language. Now, I'm not talking about English alone, any language. So basic, there should be at least 250 to 500 words. If you have with you, you can speak that language. That's what my belief is. And I know and don't know whether I'm true or I'm wrong, or I'm perfectly true with that statement. Okay, so that's why we think about the significance of vocabulary in English language teaching. I request you to jot down the points why you feel it's significant of the vocabulary is significant in English language teaching. What makes you think that significance of vocabulary, or vocabulary is significant in English language teaching? Can you please note down the points first and we'll discuss it. Just 1 minute, not more than that.
It enriches the teaching experience.
No, I'll ask you to share only afterwards.
No, somebody had put it in the chat box. Yeah. I
Okay.
think
Not Okay, you can jot down. That will be easy. Okay, somebody has 10 richest teaching experience. I saw. Okay, thank you. Okay, see what I'm not asking you what are the points right now. I'll ask you later because um, don't think bad that you have done. You have noted down all the points, and this particular person is not asking. I'll give you time to speak out. Yeah, to understand simple words also. See, I know that there's no wonder that the English language is so difficult to learn. And I also even sometimes wonder how we manage to communicate at all. Because English is such a different type of language. At some time we say that the plural of box is boxes. And later we say that, see, box, plural is boxes. And the plural of ox, so it should be oxes, not oxen. But unfortunately, it is oxen. So like that, there are so many irregularities or irregularities as well as illogicities in the language. That makes the language confused. That's why I told you that the teachers are also reluctant to use the language. See, if the masculine pronouns are he, his, and him, so what should be the feminine correspondence? Corresponding feminine genders or pronouns should be she, she's, and shim. See, what I'm intending to say is about the illogicity of the language. So I think I fancy you will agree with that because it's the funniest language that we can see in the, I think it, in the whole world. It's not his that he becomes she and his doesn't become shis. It becomes her. And him doesn't become shim. So these are some of the irregularities that we normally see with English language. I'll share one slide. See the word polish. In one side, it is used as a verb, and then it becomes a noun. Desert, present, and present. Do and do. Invalid and invalid. Owned, owned. See, like that, it becomes the same word itself. It changes its form when it becomes a verb and a noun or an adjective or something like that. When it changes the class of the word. So that makes us difficult to uh, adjust with that language. That's why we feel difficult with that language. So what we have to do is we have to imbibe or we have to collect as much vocabulary as we can, and that makes us uh, good speakers as well as good uh, writers in English. Even if you want to listen to English as well as speak English, also you should have the vocabulary of English, the basic skills, the receptive skills like listening and reading, and the productive skills like writing and speaking. If you want to do all these things, there should be a very good vocabulary with us. That was what I intended to tell you. And for that, and before that, okay. Before that, let me see what are the points that somebody can unmute the mic and read out, or you can put it in the chat box. Why vocabulary, those findings that you have made to understand simple words or language, okay, we can argue more accurately and express ourselves better. Very good. Yes, you can continue with the points that you have written. You can share those points. Or you can even unmute your mic and speak out. Okay, as Nazia Khan, I don't know from sorry, it's Monica Ronish. I don't know from which state she is. As she told, uh, actually, uh, we use or the importance of vocabulary is for comprehension. In order to say, because vocabulary forms the building forms of a language, of language comprehension also. We need to understand the meaning of the words to comprehend written as well as spoken texts. If you want to understand what I am speaking, you should know the words in English. So you should have the vocabulary of English, then only you can understand my language or what I am speaking. Or if you are reading a novel, you have to understand the word. If you want to understand the meaning of the words, even there you should have the vocabulary. So this enables us to grasp the nuances of language and extract the meanings in various contexts. That's actually it's the main thing that we get from this. Okay, second one, we can argue. Okay, that again gives us with expressions. When we think about expressions also, it is it's necessary for vocabulary is necessary for expressing your ideas and for effective communication also. See, we have a diverse range of words. If you have a diverse range of words with you, you can express your thoughts, ideas, and emotions more precisely or clearly so that other people can understand. The limited vocabulary that may hinder our expression, that may obstruct our expression and lead to communicative breakdowns also. So that also, that second point by Nasia Khan is also right. Better understanding of the language. That's what I told. I think it's from Sriyumar sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for those who have commented also, to express our thoughts and ideas, to feel confident. Very good. To feel confident. If I want to, when the editor of Rajagiri Communicate or Media asked me to speak something before an audience, I should feel confident if I have only the language. If I don't have the language, I could not speak before a community. And deliver the content more effectively. Yeah. If you want to express it in, see, the content can be diluted using the diluted language or the diluted words that the teacher has with him or her. Because most often the teachers, children also feel it difficult to dilute or imbibe or understand what the teacher says, because the teacher will be using some sophisticated language. I'm using the same word. Sophisticated languages will make it confused. And if you want to deliver your content very effectively, you should have vocabulary with you. That's very good. Thank you, Priya Ramendran ma'am. And we can have connections with people. That's what I also communicate well. Okay, Nazia from Mathura. Okay, thank you, Nazia ma'am. Without any stage fear. Yeah, that's even confidence building is necessary. And even our academic success depends on the vocabulary. That I told you earlier itself, the skills. The skills, if you want to express the skills like reading, writing, and speaking, listening, if you can properly listen, then only you can properly speak. If you know the words, vocabulary, if you have the strong vocabulary, then only you can understand what the academic text is. And then only you can think about it in a critical way. Then only you can express your ideas effectively in written assignments as well as in the examinations also. So that also is, and even I think that vast subject knowledge. Yeah, yeah. That again is an important point where we talk about that social opportunities, professional opportunities. Because yeah, as far as English is concerned, it is a globalized language which opens a wide range of professional as well as social opportunities to meet, to uh, secure employment, to facilitate internet networking activities. So then again, we have, and to me or for me, I always believe that before that, for any teacher to present their conduct, yeah, vocabulary is important. That we have discussed. Thank you, Ruba ma'am. Thank you, Panduranga Swami sir. Everybody, it was creating interest. That's what I was also coming to talk about. Where if you want to make the children, you want to make you as what the teachers have to do is they have to create interest in the children. Then only they will be interesting. They will go and search for things. They will go and search for things if you create interest in the children. I'll show you one or two examples for that. And see this. Some riddles can. Is it, can you see this one? Naisi ma'am, is it visible?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, okay. See some riddles. You can give riddles to the children. That riddles will help them think about the language, understand that, comprehend the language, think about the language, and they will try to find the answers for that. They will try to what collect more riddles than the teacher has. That's another thing. This is the way in which you can uh, bring interest in the children. See this one. I think most of you might have heard about this. Can you read the first one? Man, the line below that, board. Can you read? Say what it is. What does it mean? Anyone, please? So that's what I given that title also. Lateral thinking. What is lateral thinking? Thinking in some other way, thinking in a duplicate way that makes us uh, think about. What is it? Yeah, man on board. See, see, it's the way in which we can read that one. Now, can you read the second one? Is it visible? Yeah.
Yes, sir. It's visible.
Yeah. Okay. Notice board or signboard? No, not visible. Somebody is saying. The second one, stand, and there's a line below that, and the I is below
I
that.
understand.
Very good, very good. Thank you. I understand. And what about the thing on the right side? Very good. Adira Warrior and Deepa K. Ma'am. Thank you. Think about the or decode the other one. Yeah,
Priya has
5 feet underground. Very good. 5 feet underground. Okay, 4 feet under. That also no problem, ma'am. You are Srija ma'am as well as Adira ma'am. Okay, thank you. So this is a way. This creates interest in the children. See, and I have enough number of examples. I'm not going deep into that right now. See, using just one row of your keyboard, what's the longest word you can write or type? Or you can look into the your laptop, see the first line, QWERTY. We call it QWERTY, QWERTY, UIOP, which is the longest word that you can write from using these letters. So this examples like this will create See, this is another example. Can you count and say how many F's are there? Count and say how many F's are there? Okay, don't worry about the answer and all those things. These are some of the ways in which we can see. There are enough number of examples. I'm not going to say. Can anyone say what's the magic in this word? In these words? Okay, seven. Dr. M. Panduranga Swami has told seven. That's right. And what about the magic in these particular words? Actually, these are some of the activities that you can give to the children that will create interest, and that creating interest will double letters, repeated letters in app words, double words. It's not like that. I'll just double syllable. Okay, I'll tell you what is at very because of the time lapse. If you put the first letter to the last letter and read backwards, you can get the same word. If you put the first letter to the last and read backwards, you can get the same word. That's the magic. Okay. See, these are some of the ways in which we can think about the longest words. And if you have, tongue twisters, that also makes it good. And palindromes. See, one of the palindromes, I'll tell you one palindrome. I think it is not here. Who is the first man in the world? First man in the world? Nobody responds.
Yeah, that's a
Okay.
response
Thank
that.
you. Thank you. Radhika ma'am, thank you. And Nasa ma'am also. Okay, so many answers will be coming. Adam was the first man in the world, and the first woman was Eve. Very good. Thank you. Thank you. And the first time when Adam was seeing Eve, he told Eve this sentence. He told Eve this sentence. The sentence is, "Madam, I am Adam." Seeing Eve for the first time, he was introducing himself, and thus you can write it. If you have a paper and pencil, you can write it down. "Madam, I am." I am in the short form. I am. It's I am Adam, and you can read backwards also. That's a lengthy sentence as a palindrome. See, very a small palindrome is did, the word that we use every time. Did, D-I-D, M-A-M, M-O-M, D-A-D. So many words are there. See, this paragraph, actually, I am not going to speak more about this because it consumes so much time. But even though I should give you a sample for how to encourage, okay, Malayalam is also a word, how to encourage reading vocabulary or making words from a paragraph. If I am giving this paragraph for the students to read, I deliberately ask them to pick out the words starting with S, the letter S. So if I ask them in the first line itself, we see sleeping, started is there, and sleep is there, and sip is there, shouted. So many words starting with S is there. And I ask them to list down the words. And after listing down that words, I ask them to bring them in a form of or in an abbreviated or in an alphabetical order. And after that, yeah, this one can be done for students in grade 2 also, because this thing, any class we can do, because if that brings the level, the style and level should be changed. You can use any activity. See, if you are, I'll give you a chance. One more chance I'll give you. I'll give you one more example. See, let me finish this one first. I'll ask them to collect words starting with S. And then I'll ask them to put it in alphabetical order. I ask them to identify five or remove the repeated words. I'll ask them to pick out five words that they like. After that, let them identify the meanings of those five words from their reading or from their own experience or from their memory. And if they are not able, they will be provided a dictionary and they can use it and they can identify the meaning of those particular words. So this can be a work that can be given to the children, because if we give such words, that will be every time it will be kept in your right brain, or it will be in their brain, that will not ever go from even after their what memory loss. So that's the way. See, one more activity, as one Radhika teacher asked for grade 2 children. We are talking about English. English is a word which has 7 letters. Okay. I'll be giving, okay, writing every day when we go to the class, we'll be writing that particular word on the board, blackboard, or in the whiteboard, or whatever. And or we show on the that digital podium or something. And there we can ask them to write new or prepare new words using the letters in that particular word. Can anyone say how many words can you prepare, or how many new words can you write using the 7 letters of in English? Don't repeat, only use that 7 words. Can you say how many words can you write? The 7 letters using the word teacher, how many? See, these are the some teacher. I have written 140. I have collected 141 words from the word teacher. I have a collection with me right now. I can show it. I think it is here. See it. And teacher, when it is uh, changed, it becomes cheater also. Cheater also. don't forgive me, but please forgive me, because I'm not like that's it. As Madam told, it's a cheater also. Teacher becomes a cheater at time. I don't say like that. I'm not. See, this is something what we call word cloud. Word cloud. You can directly go to Google, type word cloud, and if you ask them to make a word cloud of adverbs, it automatically makes. Or if you give some adverbs or adjectives collection or some things like that, that will be made into a cloud like this, and it will be free. How beautiful. Preposition cloud, adjectives cloud. So these are the things these are some of the ways in which you can make the children create interest in the language, and thereby bringing out vocabulary enrichment for the children. I think, and even this cloud, I'll give you one more example for for grades, lower grades. I'll give one more example. Take a line from the text, put it in word cloud, and show it to before the children. They have to, words will be scattered. They have to arrange those words into a particular meaningful sentence that they have studied the last day. See, the class, we took a class yesterday. We familiarized a particular text to the children the last day. Take that particular text or a sentence from the text and put it in a word cloud that will be scattered, and you can ask the children to make it meaningful sentence. I know that Ms. Nicey Matthew is much worried about the time, so so I'll be stopping my presentation. So I think all of you can do all these things, because learning is lifelong, and you have to bring confidence in the students also. And I think that also one more thing I should not leave it out, because there are a lot of things in our technology based activities, technology apps. like technology tools and resources that we can collect from internet. Like I don't remember everything, but I have a list of almost 50. I'm not going to that. But like this Quizlets, vocabulary.com, then some Duolingo, something I think in last year's or this year's handbook, we have in 9th standard or 8th standard handbook, we have included a list of 50 internet sites that can be seen or that can be used for by teachers to bring about interest in or some type of apps and tools and things like that that can be used in the classrooms.
So we have our first question here. What should be given priority in an early classes, vocabulary or grammar?
Okay, that's a good question, but that question, I think I've told you, uh, if you have the vocabulary, you can start speaking. When you start speaking, you will understand that there are some mistakes with grammar, and that you can automatically rectify by your. So that should be the strategy that again I told that it is my belief that it should be the strategy that will make confidence. Otherwise, when we think about that's the problem with our teachers also, because they everybody every time they will be thinking about whether I will go wrong with the grammar errors or something will happen. You know, what will the child think or what will the people think like that because they don't think about grammar as such in at first, and you can think about grammar when you grow up. When the children come up with this thing or their talk or their speaking or their writing, they will automatically correct themselves because they if they get a chance to hear clearly, and the teacher also get chances to rectify himself or herself. That's what I think. Yeah, that's it. As Radhika ma'am told, the child listens to us and then learns to speak. Yeah, grammar will create fear. That's it, Deepa ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for that. We have another question here. English is not a native language for Indians, and therefore, even those good in mother language find it difficult to initially grasp English. So, can you suggest ideas to get rid of fear of English language?
I will not give an answer for that. I'll give you an answer for the from my own experience. I was very bad in mathematics, but one sir who had taught me, he gave me some hints about some mathematic tricks and something like that, which created interest in me, and I became a very good person with mathematics. And even though I am an English teacher, I am very good in mathematics too, because he created interest. That's what I was talking about. I think almost 20 minutes I was talking about creating interest in the children. If you can create interest, then you can make that children will automatically go with that. See, I'll give you one very simple example. I'll bow my head before my teacher, Dr. P.K. Rajan, who had an accident and he died years before. He was the first vice chancellor of Kannur University. He was my teacher, and he comes to our classes and he sits on the desk, in the front desk. And I am also a person who sits on the front desk. So whenever he comes, I move. So he'll start like this. He'll start the class like this. Is it good for a lady to pour this poison to her husband's mouth to get favor of her husband's brother? So things like that. Yeah, he doesn't say anything about that. But actually, after some time only, we will recognize that he was speaking something about Hamlet. So, not to give everything spoon feeding, you should create interest that will make the child learn by himself. Even that's what I think. Okay.
Thank you, sir, for that. We have another question here. Should we have the full conversation in English with the students of classes 1 to 5, or should it be bilingual with them?
Yeah, actually, in class 1 and 2, you can at least use some what we call code switching. Code switching means when we go on talking, we can at least say, "Hi, there's a oof, very good pull-up," like that you can say. But you don't go for bilingual using language, other language or the mother tongue continuously. That will create some problem with the children. But in standard 3, 4, and 5, the children should be able to listen to teachers' English. Then only the child will come up with their English. Otherwise, the children will not imbibe English. They will not understand. They will not be ready to learn English also. That's the problem here in Kerala. I think in Kerala, I don't know what about the other states. Even though I know, see why I am saying this. My son-in-law is from Hyderabad. But I don't know even a single word in Telugu. See what will happen? But we both of us know English, so we are comfortable with that. This is what I want to say.
Thank you, sir, for that. We have another question here. Sir, is it easy to explain in our language and then in English?
No, that's what I told. You should not use multi-language or bilingual classrooms. I think it's very, if you are very particular, you can use it for standard 1 and 2. Don't go beyond that. See, every time we know that, that's what the director of general education also told. Even if they passed 12th standard, they are not able to speak a sentence fluently, or they are not able to write a sentence very clearly. So that's a problem. Yeah, Monica, ma'am, oh, you are from Kerala, very good. And that's the problem that we face. For small kids, even for small kids also, you give them chance to listen. How did you learn Malayalam? How did you learn your Malayalam mother tongue? Who taught you? Who wrote the words to you and asked you to learn these words? Did anyone do that? Did anyone ask you to call your mother Amma? Did anyone ask you to call your father Acha? Your elder brother Cheta, or some other words. If you want milk, you asked for Pali. Nobody taught you. You got all these words from other people's talk, and you understood that by hearing, yes, by listening. So the only way that the children has in our classrooms to learn English is listening to the mouth, or looking at the mouth and listening to the teacher. Mouth looking happens in very early classes. In standard 1 and 2, children will be like MLAs, mouth looking agents.
Thank you, sir, for that. There's another question here. Sir, can you please say how to identify the silent letter in a word?
Okay, that's through practice. Even about parliament and so many words are there. Honest, hour, and all the H. Most of the H in the beginning are silent. So that has to be practiced. And when we hear the child will be thinking, why this? Okay, the child may be pronouncing like, this is a honest person. Then the teacher should not say that that's wrong. The teacher should be very cautious not to say that's wrong. But what the teacher should do in order to correct, we should not say it's wrong, but what we have to do is, you have to say that word in the correct pronunciation. See, oh, you told that this is an honest person? Oh, very good. I know he is also an honest person. He's a very honest person. See, so many times if you are giving that honest, the child itself will think that I used honest. This teacher is using honest. So maybe honest will be correct. But if the teacher goes wrong if the teacher is also honest, then the child will also become honest. That's also is.
Thank you, sir, for that. We have one more question here. How to promote reading skills in library? I'm a school
Yeah.
librarian, so please tell about different genres.
Yeah, I saw that question by uh,
Panchalikam,
Panzilingam.
sir. Yeah.
Uh, I'm very happy that reading should be promoted. Those who read well will write well. As Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie also told, I started reading at the age of 2. Maybe, and she says that my mother says it is at the age of 2, but I think it is at the age of 4. And she started writing at the age of 7. And we will write. See, whatever she wrote is whatever she read. So reading should be promoted. And for promoting reading, librarians, I'm a school library, he is a school librarian, so very good, sir. I also, with me, there was a librarian from Kendriya Vidyalaya who received the national award this year, Mr. Muhammad Mujib Rahman. He is from Pallikkutam. He was another person from Kerala. And see, librarians should, what they have to do is they have to sort out the texts according to the age level of the children. And they can even, ask the children to write notes, prepare notes. And don't worry about, Mujib is your friend, very good, sir. And convey my wishes to him if you call him. And again, see, you can ask them to prepare notes. And for standard 1, 2 children can be, your school can arrange a program, and 1 or 2 children can be given prizes or gifts for those who have written, prepared good write-ups about the books they have read. Sorry, the books they have read. So if they are preparing like that, so that it will encourage the children. See, my daughter was also a younger daughter was also a KV student. And Mr. Faisal, who was that librarian in that school, he used to give books to my child. And even at when vacation starts, they'll collect the books back. But my child will be given books. 10 books will be given to her to take home, and she will be reading all those books. So I find it very difficult to cope up with her, because whenever he or she goes to a bookstore, I will be losing almost 5,000 rupees. That's the problem. Okay. Radhika teachers are in our school. We have introduced class library. That's also very good. Class libraries a strategy that is going on in Kerala, which has been that's a program that I have prepared for SS years back, when it was SSA, and also Rocket PTA. Some programs that I have prepared for. Varnakudaram is also my project for SSK.
Thank you, sir, for that.